Welcome to my channel GoDigit. Today in this video we will cover a topic which Microsoft have introduced very recently in the last release wave 2. So let me share with you that process which is called profiler schedules. So when you type here this profiler schedules and click on it, you will be greeting with this page. Currently, you can see here that two records I have created. However, when you open this for the very first time in your environment, there will be no record present here. Okay, so now let's cover up basically what is the usage of this screen, what is the usage of this process. So as we all know that in order to judge or in order to gauge the performance of our custom processes in Business Central, which we develop for our customers, for our clients, so far we have this process available called performance. If you type here performance profiler, right? So when you select this up and then when you click on the start button, their system will allow you to run your custom processes in the UI, and then it will be showing up every code which actually runs in your custom process, and then you can easily identify that which code, which process is actually creating an issues, creating slowness in the system, right? And through that you can solve them up. However, it is difficult sometimes when you are working in a production environment, and thus sometimes it cause chaos as well. All right, because user work gets hampered. It runs in the same session, and basically it is actually require some other person as well when user is doing the process. Okay, so it has these types of you can say some sort of pointers which Microsoft have resolved through this process called profiler schedules. Okay, so this is something like, as the name suggests, schedules. It allows you to schedule this profiler basically on all your processes, on whatever process you want to cater, or any particular user process you want to cater. You can use this profiler schedules to identify your slow object, slow code, or slow process. Okay, so starting with very first thing is that when you click on this new button here, it basically allows you to input some data into this existing fields, and through that it will start tracking the processes which user is covering in their day-to-day routine jobs. Okay, so by default, as you can see, the first field is called enable. You have enabled this. That means that now this profiler schedule is ready to track the user activities. Now start time and end time, this is very much important, and this actually resonate with this word called schedule. As I said, that you can easily schedule the things into this process. As you can see that start time, currently it is showing me up the current time, but obviously you can always change it up. You can schedule from the date level, time level, and so end time as well. Like for example, by default it is keeping a cover of 1 hour, which means that if I set this to true, this means that whatever activities after closing this page I will do in my BC till 8:15 a.m., it will track down every activity of mine, and then it will show me up the processes that and the code itself, that what activities are actually slow. So it's very simple in nature, and then so good to understand that how we can easily set the profiler. Okay, filtering criteria is based on, as I said, this third field, which is very much important again, that we can set the users, right? Like which user activity I want to track down, because let's say if an organization is having 10 users, 20 users, out of which only one user is having an issue, and you want to understand what activity that user is doing. Okay, where actually that user is getting an error, it helps in the debugging process as well because it is a profiler, right? So every sort of activity which a particular user is doing and system is not supporting that user, you can track down that particular user activity, right? So you can select that user, for example this one or this one, and then system will track down only that user activity. It will not track down the other activities. Okay, so that is again a very important filtering criteria. Again, the most important, I would say, the filtering criteria is this activity type. Activity, like you can see here that three tasks are showing up: activity in the browser, background task, and web service calls. As you know that various types of activities system also do on their own through the form of background task or web service calls as well, or this activity in the browser which totally resonate with what user is doing manually throughout the system. So it depends that if you are looking after only the background task which system is running in the night or any particular time which you have scheduled, and there are problems going on in that background task, you can track down that. If you want to track down the activities at the web service levels, like whatever web service calls system is uh, engaged with, then you can use this one. Then system, this profiler will give you the details about that process only. Okay, so you can create multiple profiler schedules for each type of activity for different users, so it is not limited that you should create only one. Okay, so this is about the details, and that is why, just to give you an idea, I have already created two profiler schedules of different activity type. As you can see from here, one activity is type is activity in the browser, which means that whatever this user will do in that particular time frame, system will track down the activities of that. Okay, and the second one is the background task, like because if you set up any background task like task schedules option is there, job queue option is there. Please note that page background task option is not for this profiler schedule. If you are doing any activity with respect to the page profiler page background task, then this activity type will not work. It will work only for the task schedulers and job queues. Okay, so let's see. When I have set this up already, as you can see that it was working only for this particular time and date. So after that, it will not track down, right? So let's see, after this one is done, you can click on this open profiles, where it will show you up the activities which user have done. Okay, so what it is showing up here, that user navigated to the customers on business manager role center, the page select customer template list was closed, the user clicked on new sales order on the customer card, user opened a lookup for WST product posting group, then some system activity went, and then action post was run on page sales order. The action post was run on page sales order, which means that I just did one thing, that I created a new customer, and then based on that I created a new sales order, and then I inputted some quantity and item, and then I post the sales order. So that activity which I did on that particular time, it tracks down every activity and mention it up here in the performance profile section. So in the backend, it is using only the performance profiles, as you can see from here. And now, based on each activity which is mentioned here, you can click on open profile, and then as you are aware about already this screen performance profiler, it will show you up that which applications are in use with that. And if you want to see the technical information, you can check this up, and then you can see the objects as well, that which objects comes in use and how much time was spent in each object. And thus you can see every bit of detail through this profiler, and easily identify all your weak processes and the code which is taking longer time than usual one, right? Now after this one, let me show you up the second one, background testing. Here I've just set up background task, so click on open profiles again, and here as you can see, it is showing up some type of activity only. It is not mentioning like user opened the customer card, user clicked on post button, because it is not tracking the user activity, but it is tracking the activities of the background task which you are performing, either through the job queue, either through any other thing like task schedulers, right? So you can click on open profiles, and again it will show you up the same sort of list through which you can easily see that how your background tasks are currently performing, right? So that's it. Like, it is so easy to identify that. You can see that this is the code unit which I've created and used it up as a job queue, right? So it is so easy now that whether it is in a production environment, you want to track the activities of the users, whether it's a sandbox environment, and sometimes user is working in odd hours and you are not working, you cannot work in that particular time, you can easily set up this profile schedules based on your particular user and the time, and that's it. Next day when you will come up, system will give you the complete details which you can easily track down and identify your processes to resolve them, right? So that's it in today's video. I hope you understand the basic concept of this profiler schedules, and I would say that start using it in your day-to-day routine in order to resolve the customer issues effectively. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel.